everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. I am very excited about doing today's video because it's the puzzled prompt for scraps to embellishments. Now I've got lots of scraps on my desk at the moment. I've got scraps from my last video and I just thought I'd use whatever was on my desk plus a few scraps of material. So this is an old top of mine which was very fashionable and perfect for me to wear at my 40th birthday party, which somewhere in here you can see kind of what it was like, but it's a great nice sheer material that works really well for a kind of a shabby chic look. Puzzles are great pieces to use as a base for an embellishment, and that's what I'm going to do today. I went to the second-hand shop. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a couple more. Yes, I went to the second-hand shop looking for some puzzle pieces, and I particularly wanted bigger pieces that would allow me to add things to it. Now, I'm also a great fan of the shabby chic look, those pastel type colours, so that's why I thought of this top, which is in my scrap drawer and gradually being used up. I'll put that to one side. I've also got this piece of material, and I'm not really sure where this came from. I think it was from, it may actually have been from some flowers that were sent. Anything that comes like that, I keep all the bits. In fact, sometimes I'm more excited about the bits that come with the flowers than the flowers themselves, but don't tell anybody who gives me flowers that. So I'm just going to chop a couple of bits off here so we've got enough for 6 puzzled embellishments. I'm looking forward to seeing what other people do with this prompt, and I've been thinking long and hard about it, and what I came up with, I've only done one prototype and it's almost what I envisaged, but not quite. So hopefully when I get this going, it will be more what I envisaged. Right, so we're going to start with making little bows. I'm not sure if you can see that. I might put something underneath so that you can see the white. So this is a very fine white tulle fabric, and this is the pink from the top. Now you can see I haven't been fussy about the way I've cut any of them, and what I'm going to do is bring them into a bit of a bow. Just scrunch them in the middle like that to make a little bit of a bow, and then we're going to tie them off initially with a piece of embroidery cotton. Now I've got number 776, it's DMC 776, not that that matters because the idea is just that you'll pick whichever colour goes best with the fabrics that you're using, if that's what if you want to copy this. Just getting down to a 6-stranded piece. So I'll just tie this around here, and then when we come to put them together it'll be so much easier. This is one of those jobs where you kind of need an extra 2 pairs of hands. But there we go. Once you've got one knot in, you're away laughing. Okay, you don't have to be too fussy, as I say, and that just kind of sits like a bow there. We will have the knot around the back when we put it together though. Okay, and I'll cut that off about there, and we'll just pull these threads apart. Now that's why I've used this DMC cotton rather than a normal cotton, because it's quite cool to get these little frayed bits at the end. Okay, and again, you don't worry about anything that happens along the way, like the scissors that have frayed that a bit more. That's all good. Okay. Right. So that is step one. You'll have to watch till the end of the video to see it all come together. I'm going to go away for a brief moment and put all of these together, and then I'll be back with the actual puzzle pieces. Okay, so we have our 6 little bows made, and as you can see they're all different sizes and different kind of shapes. The next thing that we're going to pop under them, we're kind of working from top to bottom on this, so the next thing we're going to do is cut some ribbon. And we don't want it very big, so we'll just cut 1, 2, 3. Do you keep ribbon in a box somewhere? These come from flowers, gifts, other people's gifts. So if there's ribbon around and I'm there, people kind of know that I'm going to want it now. So I have been gifted a whole heap of ribbon, so I've got a huge big container full of different colours. Now let's have a look at these puzzle pieces. So I went to my second-hand shop and I found a bluey tramp puzzle, and it was just the sort that I wanted, because I wanted big pieces like this, and also the top on it I wanted to be something that I could take off. Now you could leave that on like that and decorate that if you wanted to, but this sort of paper is really easy to remove. So what I thought I would do is take that top layer off. It might take a couple of goes, but you can see how easily it peels away, because I'm going for a shabby chic pink kind of look. So those browns and blues that come with a bluey puzzle don't really go. So I don't even know if all the puzzle pieces are there. This is a great thing to do with puzzles that don't have all the pieces, I suppose. I'll just move those to one side for now. So that's the puzzle piece we're going to decorate. And to start with, I'm going to use some Victorian Velvet Distress Oxide. Now, it doesn't need to be Distress Oxide, really. Distress Oxide works well with water, but we're not going to be putting any water on it. I just really like the colour. So I'm going to whiz around here with the Victoria Velvet, and that's going to give a base underneath the paper that we put on top, because it's pretty hard to get paper to go around the outside. You're going to have to make it fit exactly. So what I'm doing this for is to give a nice pink outline around the paper that we're going to cut out to fit on here. Okay, now obviously I'll do 6 more, but I'll put this one together first with you. Now with our scrap paper, this was left out of the scrapbook layout I did the other day for Rainbow Crush Pink and the Get In Shape hexagons. You could use this side or you could use that side, and I quite like bringing in just a little bit more of the darkness on this side. So I'm going to pick where to cut. You want to fit as many pieces on here as you can, and then I'll just use a pencil to trace around the outside. Now a trick here is to make sure when you're tracing around your puzzle piece that you have the puzzle piece facing up the way you're going to use it, because you want the paper to be cut out in exactly the same shape. So then, because the pencil goes just on the outside of the puzzle piece, I'm going to cut and fussy cut around here just on the inside of that pencil line. Can you see where I'm going there? And I'm coming in a reasonable distance, and again it doesn't matter if it's not even around the piece, because we've done that Victorian velvet around the outside, and I'd quite like to see a little bit of that on the edges of what I cut out here. just using a normal glue stick, and I'll put the glue all over this paper on the wrong side. And this will fit on here with a little bit of that Victorian velvet showing around the edges. Get it to fit as best you can. Now you can see it's not exactly even, but that doesn't matter. Come back with the Victorian velvet and go all the way over the top of that, and that just blends the paper in a bit more with that background that we've already inked. While still letting the colour of the flowers come through. Alright, so we're at that stage now. I might just go ahead and do another 5 pieces of puzzle. Right, so I have cut out all the extra pieces and glued them all on. So I'm just inking this last piece. Now I'm going to end up with 6 embellishments, and they are for the Ginger's Corner Hop About Puzzled, where sign up will be this week, and you can join in on the hop by signing up on the Facebook page, where the link is underneath in the description box. And when you've made your correct amount of swaps, they go to your captain and they share them all out, and you get the same number back. I'm in New Zealand, and sometimes the post is a little bit prohibitive, so I'm not quite sure how many I'm going to be swapping with, so we'll just stick with the 6 pieces. Now the next thing I want to do is just add a little bit of this text stamp. This Elements of Text is a new stamp just come out from Stampin' Up, and if I use the Pretty in Pink ink, it will blend quite well, and the size of the stamp is big enough to go all the way around. Now I will make sure I've got these sort of the way up that I envisage them. If I go over like that with the stamp, you can see it just adds an extra layer to the papers that we've already stuck on there. And this, it's big enough, the stamp, to pretty much cover the whole area. Right, so now we've got these little bows which we're going to stick on here with a piece of ribbon in between. Put that there and that there. Now I'm going to use some tacky glue to attach it, because it seems to work well with the fabrics, and it's a clear drying glue. And we'll put this one on and just hold it in place for a second. Okay, and then we'll do another one. Hopefully everything sticks all right. Just want a little bit of glue in the middle of it. You don't want too much, because it's quite nice if it kind of hangs free around the edges, I think. What we'll do with this one is also put a little tiny smidgen down here for these to stick onto. We didn't do that on this one, so I'll just do that now. I love making these embellishments. It makes a really nice break from the scrapbooking. And I think these particular embellishments would work well in a journal as well. Maybe more so in a journal than in a scrapbook, because they are a little bit layered. So I'll whiz through and attach these extra ones, and then we'll come back for the final stage. Right, so we've got all of those attached now. The glue is still drying, but that's fine. And I've got 3 different things that I can choose from here for embellishments on the embellishment. And I think I quite like this big pearl here, just at the bottom of some of them here. So I'm going to pop those on to start with. And they, believe it or not, are just from my $2 shop down the road. You don't always have to spend a fortune. And I did think it might be a good idea to put something up on the top. Maybe these ones. If I put a big one and a small one, then we get that grouping of 3. Thanks for watching these come together today. I hope you enjoyed them. If so, perhaps you'd like to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd love you to be a part of my journey. I'm hoping to get to 500 subscribers sometime early this year, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. So if you've already subscribed, thank you very much. I do appreciate the support. So that is my 6 embellishments for Puzzled. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed watching them all come together, and I hope you get a chance to have a go yourselves. Happy crafting, everyone.